So your kids are older, right?
Yeah.
Just you and your wife.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is your wife very much involved? Seems like she is in the businesses and everything you guys are doing.
Big picture. Sell
Big picture.
this, buy that,
Yeah.
put cash reserves here, pay this off.
Yeah.
She's like always been, and this is not necessarily good advice, but she's like, just pay off all the properties. We feel good about it. You'll appreciate it later. So like when we had good years, we did a lot, and I was really happy when things went really tough. You got a little extra buffer. So a good spouse is probably the most important thing to career success.
Let's talk about that. That's my
There's
next
nothing.
question for you. And I totally agree. I've been with the same woman for 20 years now, and I owe her everything, like everything. Thank God she's good over here. But like, I'm sure you meet a lot of entrepreneurs, millionaires, probably in your circle, business billionaires too. And some of them divorced, some of them are just a mess at home. How important do you think, Dan, is the peace in your household, in your marriage? How important is that in correlate that to business entrepreneurship?
Well, here's the thing is the number one cause of wealth loss is not a bad trade or investment or a business. It's divorce, right?
I heard
You
that.
lose more wealth because it screws up your mind and it cuts your money in half, plus legal. So it probably cuts you down 75%. So really, if you're going to commit and get married to somebody, you want to typically make sure they fit the traits in the beginning, do some diligence. Um, and it's not necessarily going to be the most exciting woman in the world that's super extravagant and all that, but that's typically what you don't want. You want someone who's just stable. They can be healthy mentally, spiritually, and not dependent on material items for their pure happiness. Now, they'll like money, that's cool, but that's not their driver. And that's the same thing with friends too. It's not purely just materialistic things. And if you surround yourself by that, and you're hanging out with your wife a lot because she lives at home with you, right? So that's the most important thing. Just find someone who's stable and that can support you through thick and thin. And it's better if you meet your wife when you're dirt poor. Because when you're rich, man, like it's easy to find a wife.
I agree
You know,
with you. I was 21. I had no money in my pocket at that time, and I met her. But you're 100% right. Like you're right, man. Like again, I'm from Brooklyn. I went to Miami. I let's spend a lot of time in Miami, Florida. I'm sure you've been there. Miami, Florida is a new hub for entrepreneurs. Everyone's going there. Crypto people are going there, and a lot of shiny objects in Miami. A lot. And I was there recently interviewing three other entrepreneurs face to face, and it's distracting and distracting. But you said it. Two things I picked up from you right now. A, don't go for the shiny objects, right? Because they're just shiny. And number two, get a partner in your life, in your corner, your running mate. That's not going to be depending. Their happiness should not depend on the necklace, the car, the jewelry, the trips, because that's
yes,
super important. You have to be whole here.
that's important. I don't even like traveling and extravagant trips. I did that when I was like in my 20s, and 30s.
Yeah.
And once you see the whole world, you've seen the whole world. I mean, and it's like, and same in cars and mansions and all that. I mean, after a while, it's just maintenance. And you can be just as happy having a conversation like us talking now, even virtually, is much more fulfilling to me than spending 100 grand on vacation, private jet, and all that garbage. Who cares? It's just all extra waste. It doesn't do anything for me, unless it's an experience with your children, and they're seeing things they haven't seen, snow, Japan with leaves and lilies and things, and then you can enjoy beauty. But once you've seen it, you've seen it.
You've seen everything probably right now, right? I mean, you've been running
Not everything, but a lot of things.
a lot
And
of things.
but I don't have any urge to like you know, extravagantly do anything really. And people go, that's kind of weird, Dan. Are you not motivated? And it's just like it doesn't bring me a deeper sense of fulfillment. Deeper conversations do, building things does, helping people, much more fulfilling. And this didn't change until I turned maybe like mid 40s, and I realized that you can't take any of this stuff with you anyway. So
No,
temporary.
then I learned that about you from social media too. Like you ever, like, I know you're pretty well to do. Obviously, you shared your story with us so far, but you never ever show yourself on a selfie video on a yacht or in private planes and stuff. Is that like are you religious? Are you spiritual? Do you have like a deep connection with the higher power, universe?
Mm, I'm not religious, but I believe in God and a creator of all things. But he created the initial, I believe he created or she or whoever it is, the energy being, created the initial matter of the universe. And we're given a certain amount of, control temporarily for maybe 100 years max. And so that gift, whatever we do with that gift, an opportunity is what makes us. And the only way we can truly live forever on this planet, as long as humans are alive, is to educate and teach people from experience. That's the only way. Because then they can tell their children and their friends and their students, just like Star Wars, like being a Jedi,